Hey guys, I'd like to welcome you to the Kortex Media Podcast, where we navigate the fast-paced world of automotive and more. I'm your host, Corson Schmidt. Here today, I have Miguel Gutierrez, founder of QuintaTech, and a lifelong trucking industry insider. With trucking in his blood, both his grandparents and parents built their careers on the road. Miguel launches his first tire business as 18 and hasn't looked back. After building and learning from multiple ventures, he created QuintaTech to tackle real challenges in trucking, finishing 4th out of 400 startups at the USC's incubator. Now he's bringing authentic, ground-up innovation to the world of logistics, driven by experience and a family legacy. It's great to have you on, Miguel.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. So let's first start by kind of diving into your background. So obviously you were kind of born into the automotive industry and the trucking industry with both your grandparents working within the industry. But can you take us through that background and give us kind of an overview of what first inspired you to start selling tires at such a young age and then now transitioning into your own tire distribution company and then now into QuintaTech?
Well, as you said earlier, both my grandparents were truck drivers, so I've been around trucks, tires, fuel, and all that. Since like when I was born. So I wanted to build something related to that. I was very passionate about the industry. Both my dad and my mom have worked in the industry for like 40 years now. So basically, I wanted to do something related. I had the opportunity to start selling tires like 12 years ago when Hankook tires came into Mexico, and my dad was moving the tires in his trucks. So I decided I wanted to start selling tires, and that's how it all started. When I was 18, I started my first company, and I was selling tires. What we were trying to do is that we were trying to sell the most efficient tire that we could sell, So we started testing the tires on my dad's trucks and trying to learn from them. And then there's what all the problems started, We had to use, old tools, old software solutions, Excel and all that in order to get the data out of the tires. And well, we had many experiences related to that, and we thought that there must have, we wanted to find another way. So what we did was starting to build something related to how to measure tires, the costs per mile and all that, and make it more efficient, more intelligent. So we could sell the tires that work better, because we knew the data, and not because they were manufactured somewhere and they had technology, but because how they work on the road. So that's how we started with QuintaTech, which we're launching right now in the US. That was 2 years ago, and basically, experiences, and we started selling technology. I'm not a tech person at all. I'm not an engineer, but I was trying to find a way to make it more efficient, easier for the trucks. At the end, what I tell like all the clients and everyone related is that this is not a solution built by an engineer and like a laboratory or whatever. It is like a truck solution built by truckers, So that's what like a quick view of my experience so far.
That's really cool. I love the journey behind it and how you guys started doing it, pulling that data from using like Excel and actually writing everything down and really looking at how that tire works within the atmosphere of the tire running on the road. What tire lasts the longest through actual trial, and I think that is super cool. And now that you've kind of brought it into technology and implemented something that really shows the difference with your background and experience, that you have done these studies since you were 18. So now actually bringing something up and moving it forward is really cool. Before we really dive into it, do you mind giving the listeners maybe a little overview of what you guys offer at QuintaTech and kind of just describe the company and your main product?
Sure. We basically have two products. One, like the most important one, is that we put sensors in every tire. So it is a telematics solution for tires. As you might know right now, like many solutions have all of the information related to trucks. You know, you can see the fuel consumption, you can see the battery life, you can see all of the data related to the ABS, and many things. But the only thing that has contact with the road, which is our tires, we do not see like nothing related to tires. So
there's no data
basically there's no data at all. So we first started with some like making more efficient all of the in ground, you know, checkups for the tires.
Mm-hmm.
So we brought a mobile app so that instead of using a regular tread depth gauge, which then you need a pen and paper, and then you need to like write it down in the computer and on Excel. So we built a mobile app that had a Bluetooth tread depth gauge, so that you get the information directly through the platform, and saved more than 40 minutes per like for a truck revision. So after that, we found out that, well, in the US and Canada and in Europe, where you do not have as much workers to be like all the time checking the tires, so we needed something that was way more automated. Basically, our solution is like an F1 sensor on every tire of the fleet. So we gain the data in real time from Bluetooth sensors that go in every tire. We measure pressure, temperature, tread depth, and also the load of every tire. That's all in real time. So basically, we put a GPS device which works like a brain, and it centralizes the data from the sensors and then send it directly to our platform. And this, you know, helps a lot to save, first of all, more than 35% more tire life. You expand the tire life. Then we also save a lot in fuel. Well, because tires are related a lot to the fuel consumption and all that.
For sure.
Then we also save, well, a lot in all those road stoppages and you know, all that roadside problems that happen every day in every country. Under our investigations, we found out that more than 50% of the tires rolling out there have an incorrect tire pressure. So it being a low pressure or a high pressure, you know. So, well, we try to help transportation become more intelligent, but also, you know, have safer roads.
Yeah, and keeps the fleets on the road, right? That's the biggest thing, is any truck driver, any fleet owner wants to keep those vehicles running, because that's how they get their income. They need to make sure those trucks are on the road. And they have to do their daily walk-arounds every morning, make sure the lights are good, make sure all your tire pressures are good. And those take a long time. Like you said, you can save 40 minutes by using QuintaTech instead of going around checking the tread depths, checking your tire pressures, because it does take a while to do that. And from experience of being a truck and coach technician, it takes a long time to go through, unthread every valve cap, check your pressure, and move on to the next, especially if you're a tractor trailer. So I think it's a really cool product that you guys have. And it's something that's going to be huge for the trucking industry. The one question I do have about it is, how does it know the tire tread depth? I'm assuming it's part of the valve stem for the tire, I'm assuming, but how does it know the tread depth if it's just part of the valve stem?
Yeah, well, that's I mean the part we're most proud of. I mean, as I told you, I'm not an engineer. I did not like build the product from the ground, but I know how it works. We basically have the same sensors we have on a regular new car, that has pressure and temperature. So,
Yeah.
but we also added some other sensors, such as an accelerometer, so that it knows how like the speed of the tire, and it also knows the like the pattern of the tire that is in the ground, really
flat,
in like the flat part that goes on the road. So related, we put those additional sensors and small things, and it is a mathematical model. So it is a machine learning system. So it is not that like if it has it doesn't have a laser that gets you the depth in real time. It is an algorithm that learns every time, and that's how AI is working. And we like to say we are the AI of tires, like all this brain. And we also, with this same algorithm, we measure the load of the tire when when the tire gets when the truck gets the load, so the tire like changes its form. So that form changes the temperature and the pressure and all that. So it is an algorithm, and we're very proud about it, because it was a hard
really
work.
Cool. That's really cool. I think that's super amazing. And then with the weight distribution as well, like if say you're driving a dump truck, it's nice to know where your weight is when you're driving, especially because a lot of the time you might be overweight and you might not even know, and that's a huge cause to wearing your tires, or because your tires will heat up the more weight you're going to have on that dump truck. Or even pulling, if your trailer's extra full or you have a lot of extra weight at the front end of your trailer, you're going to have a lot more weight on those rear wheels of your truck, and if you have those sensors, you're going to know where your weight is distributed to kind of change it, put it more on the axles of the trailer to put more weight on the trailer versus your truck. So I think that's a really cool product that you guys have. But can you tell me a little bit about your experience at the USC incubator competition, where you guys placed 4th out of 400 startups? I think that's a huge achievement. And do you mind just kind of running us through that?
Well, I have to be honest with you. When I first started the company, I'm Mexican. I was born in Querétaro. I studied in Querétaro, which is a city in the middle of the country. And sometimes you do not believe in yourself enough to think that you can go to California, where all the technology companies are born, and really actually compete. So I have a really, really good friend, he was my co-founder. He studied in USC. I actually studied in Querétaro, and he said, "Well, we have this important competition in USC. Why don't we just, apply and see what happens?" And I said, "Okay, I'm okay with it."
Yeah.
I didn't believe there were 400 of us applying, so I was like, okay, we're not gonna get to the next round. So after a while, then I think it was like 2 weeks after that, after we applied, he texted me and said, okay, we're on to the next round, and then I think that next round we were 200 startups, and then the next round 100, and then we needed to go to do like a pitch to the, I don't know who the judges were,
the board,
and and it was awesome. I remember I was once in receiving like all the information, and then I got an email saying that we were into the semifinal, which was an incubator of 6 weeks with 15 startups, and after that we had to pitch into a semifinal and all that. And I remember I was crying. I mean, I was like, I couldn't believe it. You sometimes, you think that those people that build crazy companies are superheroes, and right now I believe we could become one of those companies. But at that time, I thought it was only impossible, and that there was only things built by people in LA and San Francisco and all that, and we did not have a chance. And well, right now, I mean, I believe we can do anything, you know. So that was actually something that changed my way of thinking, in order to believe that we can, not only as you know, as outsiders from California, but as a Mexican from Querétaro, which is not like an important, you know, tech hub in the world.
Yep.
So it was I have to say one of the best experiences I ever had.
That's awesome. That's amazing. And it's a crazy story, like you said. Like, you would have never thought out of 400 startups there would be some amazing ideas there. But just even coming from the industry, the product that you guys have is very cool, and I think it's going to help a lot of people within the industry. I know I've said this already, but I do see the future in the product, because everyone wants to know more about their vehicle. Just like you said earlier, you have your fuel consumption, you're always going to have your engine temp. You've so much within your computers on your truck now that you can look at everything, but the one thing you can't look at is your tire pressures, your tire weight, your tire that's temperature. That's the word I was looking for. Temperature. And I think it's something that a lot of fleets are going to have to push towards. But do you see any other brands coming out with tire pressure sensors like QuintaTech, or do you see any other manufacturers coming out with new technologies that are going to make a huge difference within the trucking and logistics company, like, business?
Yeah, we do have competition with sensors similar to ours. One thing that we've seen a lot in the tire industry is that all of the tires come out of they've been manufactured with RFID technology. Well, at the beginning of the company, when we raised our first round, we were trying to work towards RFID, and well, we were really disappointed with the technology. You know, many brand tires have that technology in order to control their warehouses, you know. Mm-hmm. But when you put a tire on the rim, and when you start, like, you pressurize the tire and all that, the worst enemy of RFID is you know, all the tire components that we have. So when you try to reach to that small technology of RFID, and then the you know, the readers could not read the sensor. The sensors started to fall out, and yeah, we were really disappointed with that technology, and that's how we started thinking that RFID was not the solution, and that we needed to think forward to Bluetooth, and that's how we started. We sure have some competition. There are some amazing companies building something related to this. I believe they are also doing a great job. There's one company in Colorado, there's a company in California, there's another company in Canada, and there's another company in Japan building something similar. And yeah, I think we're all working towards that. I think there's the trucking, and you know, the transportation industry is just huge. So I believe we need a lot of hands, and also I think we're all pushing forward to this technology. I truly believe that in a few years we're gonna have this technology on every car, on every truck, and in every tire. I always say, like, how are the trucks or the vehicles gonna like be driven by itself if we do not control the tread depth of the tire? You know, that's a main risk of you know, of many things that could go wrong. Not at the beginning of the life of the car, but in 3 years, when a car's been driven by itself, how are they going to know that it has you know, or even too much load? You know, so I believe this is gonna be part of the future. I don't know if our company or if Quinta is gonna be like the main character of that, but I'm sure it's gonna happen.
For sure. I totally agree with that. And like it goes back, like you could have a malfunction. You could blow a tire and it could be on your automated vehicle and it won't stop because it doesn't know that its tire's blown, or it should be able to track an issue before it happens, so you're not stranded on the side of the road, just like with the trucks. So you've grown up watching the industry evolve, obviously from a young age with your grandparents, through your father, and now with yourself. What are some of the biggest changes that you've seen within the trucking industry, and kind of what excites you the most on kind of where it's heading?
Well, changes. I've seen, I think many changes. I do not like consider myself like an expert on all the changes that have happened, but I think the most important thing is that 20 years ago we didn't even have GPS. You know, right now having a trucking company and not having GPS is impossible. You know, it's just it. At the beginning, it was only tracking. You know, you could only see your vehicle in the map, and that was it. Right now, as we were saying in the beginning, we have companies. You know, Samsara is worth $29 billion. So it's crazy. Like all the companies that have came out from technology related to trucking. We sometimes forget that 98% of the products we like use, we eat or whatever came in a truck. So it is one of the most important industries out there. I have seen many changes in the last 10 years when I started like really involving into the industry. I mean that the most important one is that we now can track everything related to a truck. You know, you get what we were saying at the beginning. You know, you not only get the position of a truck, but you get the speed, you get the AI cameras for the drivers, which is insane. We have all these, you know, algorithms to prevent, to help with everything. But what I've seen the most is that we currently capture a lot of data, and that is crazy. All of the trucking companies get more than 20,000 data points of a truck in maybe 10 minutes. So in order to understand and to get real insights from that data, you would need a person reading that data, or 50 persons per truck. So I think the main goal right now with AI is that we could put all of that data together into a same database, and that this amazing brain, which is AI, can read, understand, and give you important insights that can be or could be related, really relating the tire pressure with the fuel consumption, or the speed with the tire pressure, with the load, with we could get crazy with all of those million data points that we receive. So I believe the future is going to be basically, I believe, fleets operated by AI mostly.
For sure.
I know this is kind of scary, but there are many things that you could do related to AI. Starting by asking about the cost of a trip, or whatever. Getting like the fuel ticket to the driver, or the road they need to take, or the speed they need to in order to be more efficient. That could be automated. So there are many things that I think that they're gonna be automated, and I think the decision making is gonna become way more intelligent, and we're gonna get and gain more and better insights through AI.
For sure. Yeah, I totally agree with you there, and it's something that as long as you have the data, the AI can make a lot better judgment, can make a lot better decisions within it. It's going to know the vehicle better than anyone else. And it kind of goes back to when I was a tech, you'd get trucks coming in, and like this kind of linking the maintenance side of things with the tires. You'd get trucks coming in and they would have flat spots on their tires. And you're like, what the heck? Why is there flat spots? Or why is there ribs going along the tire? Like, and then it goes back to a component being worn, but then you have to diagnose and figure out what component is. Maybe it's the shock, or maybe it's your leaf springs are worn out, or maybe it's your torque rod. Like something isn't holding the axle square, like maybe the truck needs an alignment. But if you have this AI knowing kind of what vibration is happening that is causing this weird wear pattern in the tire, it's going to make it a lot easier to diagnose, because it knows already from this vibration, oh, I think it's this is the issue, replace this or adjust this, and it's going to make that maintenance process way quicker for the technician. Yeah, maybe it's not going to be 100% accurate, but as soon as we get the data, if we have years and years of data, you're going to be 100% accurate at some point. Just like you said, GPS routing and everything else, AI is going to know exactly how many vehicles are in this area. Maybe it's faster to take this back road to get there, or how much fuel you're going to, like, it's going to make everything so accurate. And I think it might take a little bit of time to get there. I still think within the trucking industry, we're going to have human drivers, just because we're going to need them. If we have a transport truck that is autonomous, it can be really, really dangerous. So I think that's something that's going to be way later on the line, but everything else will be automated, like you said. I totally agree with you there. Just to help with that predictive maintenance and just keeping operators on top of the maintenance before something stratostophic happens, just to make sure that it's ready for the road and there's no issues that's going to happen. Totally agree with you there. So as QuintaTech expands, what are some of your main goals over the next year? Where do you guys want to be? You told me today that you are in Texas, getting into the U.S. market at the moment. That's super exciting. But what are some of those main milestones that you guys are focusing on right now?
Well, first of all, our U.S. launch, we just launched a month ago. So we're starting to open the market here in Texas. We started in Laredo, which is the biggest ground border worldwide. So we have many trucking companies which are Mexican but have some trucks in the US. We're trying to focus on the Texas market, which is huge. We're also expanding the company in Mexico, so I go back and forth. The milestones, we want to capture a lot of clients in the US. Mainly our current milestones are getting more trucks into our platform, getting more vehicles, getting more companies involved, and mostly getting more feedback, because we are truly trying to find a good solution and not just being profitable or whatever, but building something that is going to last, because it is the best solution there is. After that, we're gonna work on expanding to all of the US. At that time, what we're focusing on is that we want to make important partnerships with even truck manufacturers, with tire manufacturers, with any company that could use this as something that could help.
For sure.
We want to expand the company basically, but what we're working on is that we know there is a lot of important data points related to this information we gain on tires. So basically our main goal and main focus is that we in a truck we have 10 tires, but if we can have an 18-wheeler, or 30 plus tires. So it is impossible to keep checking the data all day. There's a lot of data points related to tires. So basically what we're trying to do is to build this important algorithm that could help us, as you said, with things like how the load is, if it is on 30% more on this side of the axle, or whatever, to get all this data and provide better insights. That is our main goal, talking about the R&D thing. We're also trying to help fleets with all these load related things, that to be inside the norms, and help them be more accurate, and also to understand one of the most important things, that trucks need to be on the road as much as possible, but they need to have load as much as possible, because a truck going from Texas to Louisiana or whatever without a load is a truck that is not being profitable. So
For sure.
all these things related to load is very important for us. So we want to make it more bring better insights to the industry, talking about R&D and about our expansion. We are thinking about Texas, then we're hoping to go to California soon. We're going to move Americas in a few weeks now in Detroit. And yeah, our product is really easy to send. It is a plug and play product. So we only, if we get a company in Canada, we can send the equipment there, and they can install it. Anyone can do it. So yeah, we're basically waiting for something to come, and we're open to send our product anywhere, or doing good and important partnerships in the future. And that's what we're basically our main milestones for now.
For sure. No, that's amazing. I love the vision behind it. I love that you guys want to grow. You guys want to get that data. You guys want to get that input to really advance your product and make it better for the trucking companies, so they can truly optimize everything within their truck and make sure everything within their truck is efficient as possible and operating to the highest standard to keep that truck on the road. As a growing tech company, obviously there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of companies out here kind of doing similar things. So what has been one of the biggest challenges in scaling QuintaTech so far, especially moving into new markets now and starting to grow more of a national company?
Well, I think one of the main, I believe that when we first launched the product, I thought that I was experienced enough to bring a good product. But I think sometimes really listening to the customers is not as easy as it sounds. If you get like a textbook about how to build a startup, I know they're all different, and I want to say that I don't believe we are successful enough to talk about like how difficult or easy it is until we really make it. I believe like the part before raising your first round is really complicated because you're just struggling all the time. After that, I have to say that we, as tech builders, and we build software, all this UI UX experience has been really hard for us. About selling, well, I have to tell you that the old generations that still run the business, do not get the technology, and that is kind of normal. When you're building something completely new, they do not understand it, and of course, one of the problems we have is that this solution has never been out there, so the trucking operators do not get, because they have never seen it, how much money tires can save to their company, and how much time, and how much more efficient they could become if they start using this type of solutions. So yeah, it is just like getting to like make all these people understand that this is different, because of course they're gonna spend more money in order to save money. So it is kind of weird at the moment, because we get those like kind of answers right now. At the end, like being that disruptor and doing it for the first time, and all that is complicated. But I think you always find those clients, those customers that really understand what we're doing and why we're doing it and the importance of it. We have had like all of our experiences has been like we went with the sensors and said, okay, just try it with 2 trucks or 3 trucks or 1 van or whatever, and at the beginning nothing happens, but when something happens and we prevented an accident, a road stoppage, a problem or whatever, they always say, okay, I need this for all of my vehicles. So at the beginning we do not know, because we do not see it, but when we start like really having information about tires, we see how important they become. So I think that the biggest problem has been this technology adoption.
For sure.
But also, building a company, all the things you need to understand at the beginning, and how to scale. It is not so easy, because also at the beginning you get you have family and friends that have trucks or buy tires, or they have been my customers for 10 years, and they say, okay, yeah, let's do it. But then when you get out of the circle of family and friends, then things get way more complicated, and that's where you pause a little bit, and then you have to keep going. That's it. Wake up every day and keep going.
For sure, yeah, that's the toughest part, right? Especially with having a new technology, like you said, it's tough trying to sell those older generational companies to a new product, new technology that you can try to convince them that it's truly going to optimize their efficiencies within their fleets, but they're never going to listen to you, because they like the old way. Slap a tire on it, go down the road. But with the rest of the world, everything is changing, right? If they are that company that does adopt your product, they're going to be that much further ahead than other fleets. They're going to have their vehicles on the road more often. They're going to have less breakdowns, so they can keep driving. And it's something that, just like anything in the world, the more efficient you are, the better company you're going to have. Just like companies that are adopting AI now in 2025 are going to be way further ahead than companies that never did adopt to AI to make those processes more efficient. It's just something that you need to adopt to throughout the market, and if you don't, you're going to be way behind. You're going to be a straggler trying to catch up. But just have a couple more questions here for you. Looking back in your journey, kind of through the automotive and trucking space, what are some of the most important lessons that you've learned that you have brought to QuintaTech when building the company?
I have to say that having like good, talented, and compromised people in your team is the most important thing. I really trust the people I have, and our CTO is just amazing. Our COO just helps me keep in track and to go, in order to expand the company. I also think that we've learned a lot through it, like the company culture and how to have good people and they're happy, and that they just keep running and putting all that effort, because at the beginning it is a lot of hard work. That talking about like the entrepreneurial part of this. About the industry, I think I've learned that it is evolving, that trucking companies, in Mexico there are many family trucking companies, so new generations are coming in, and they want to be more efficient, they want to be more intelligent. And I think the most important thing I have learned about this is that well, it is a tough industry. You know, it is a complicated industry. So I believe that is one of the most important parts. One of the most important things that we have in the industry is that it is really important, and it's gonna keep running. You know, it's not an industry that it's not going to exist in 10 years. So basically, that we're trying to bring that future closer to the trucking industry, and I believe it is a great industry if you want to start a business in, because it is just great, and it has a lot of money also. So yeah, I think we're evolving, and that's the most important thing.
For sure, and it's something that's always going to be moving forward with the rest of the world. Last question I have for you is, where can people find you to learn more about QuintaTech? Do you guys have a website, social media, or otherwise that people can get in contact with you?
Yeah, or well, you can find me in LinkedIn as Miguel Gutierrez. You can find also the company in LinkedIn. But if you want to get into our website, it is www.quinta.tech. That's our company website. You can also ask right there. And yeah, you can also text me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to answer anything.
Amazing. Well, Miguel, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the podcast, speaking about your company. And I'm really excited for you guys to get in this U.S. market and hopefully in the Canadian market soon as well, and really start expanding, because you guys have a truly amazing product that I think is going to do some wonders within the trucking industry.
Thank you, Carson. It was amazing. Thanks for having me, and hope to see you soon again.
For sure.